Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chronicles of the Anathaema Ascendent. My name is Lilith, and this is episode 9, the Planetary Governor's Visit.
So just to give you a heads up, I think it's next Thursday. I'll be a little bit late because I work 6 to 6 that day. And then there is one day, I think it's like September, the early part of September, that Thursday. I actually have to work 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., so I will not be participating.
All right.
Yeah, I only work 3 days a week, but I don't really get to choose the days right now because seniority's a bitch.
All right.
Ooh, there's one other thing. You guys, if you haven't, make sure you changed plenty of your information off and update your passwords on Roll20.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
They had a data breach and everybody's information got passed around.
Okay, so a recap for last week. You guys went down to the planet, teleported in, and checked out things at the dock, went into town, stopped at a tavern. Aquila was already drunk and got more drunk. So her and Holt went shopping, and Macarius decided to find some underworld / black market contacts. And yeah, that's... Oh yeah, you guys got in contact with the Planetary Governor, and Macarius invited him to spend a day on the ship for like a wedding gift kind of deal. And Dead made friends with Istrau and killed a bunch of cockroaches and rodents.
Yep.
Other than that, that was pretty much it. Anyone have anything to add to that?
Nothing I can think of.
I may wake up with a splitting headache. It's going to be a fun day.
All right, I kind of want to get an idea of what your characters would do in their spare time. So you got tons of time on the ship. You guys are there constantly. Shane, what does Holt do in his spare time?
Well, it'd be a mix of like just training and practicing and using my sword. Going through my flamer at least a little bit. I gotta at least go through one tank a day. Otherwise, I'd be doing like daily prayers. I go around talking to the crew and just like proselytizing to. If anyone ever is looking for a theological debate, I'd be up. Otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty straightforward. That's just about it.
Okay, that's a pretty good description. Do you feel like you spend a lot of your time talking to the crew, like the majority of your free time, or just you set aside a certain amount of time every day to just go talk to them, or?
Well, I think I'd hold like a mass, and so I'd set up like every third day I hold a service for everyone. Otherwise, I'm just kind of walking around.
Okay. Would you say that you're kind of like do you like if people have questions or seek like any extra like knowledge or conversation about it, are you always happy to like converse with them, or are you kind of like if I'm aboard the ship it's okay, or just like between this hour and this hour, or?
Despite how he can be kind of like set in his ways, he's very approachable. Like he'll pretty much talk to anyone who comes his way, unless he's doing something specifically important or like on work for the captain or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, he'd be willing to stop his training if he had to talk something out with someone.
Okay. What about you, Aquila? I mean, obviously you drink, but is there anything else that you do in your free time?
Normally, I'm trying to keep tabs on Holt and find means and ways to improve my station in life. However, since we've been on board the ship, and I got access to this prior navigator's quarters, like the first thing that I'd be doing is looking through all like the journals and the notes that were there, and kind of be a little bit dumbfounded when I find out that this was a rival house that's been trying to murder people. Like, I'm sure I would have a little bit of knowledge on that. Probably had a few run-ins along the way with these damn assholes that just give me grief, but Holt's there to kick their ass and shoo them away. So I'd mainly be focused on that for a little bit. After that, I'd probably get bored and wander around looking for fun things to do.
Okay. Would you... How much of a social butterfly is she? Is she like willing to like strike up conversation with other people, or is she more like willing to just stay to herself and just like basically wander the ship looking for stuff?
She tries to spark up conversations, but most people she just rubs the wrong way. Like, she just doesn't have the good words for the conversations.
Okay.
But she does spend a lot of time bugging the quartermasters for just random oddball requests that seem like items that could be useful, but are like, oh, decorative throw pillows because maybe I can sell them when we dock at the next station.
Okay. Let's see.
She, as someone who grew up with no means or very low means, she's used to these petty scams to try to get rich quick, or at least get not poor quick. And she doesn't understand. Like, she just goes there and says, "Give me this," and they give her things, and it baffles her.
I mean, yeah, okay. That makes sense. Does she try to do that when she's off on the planet? Is it something that she would think about doing, or is that just she's doing it now because on the ship because she knows she can get away with it?
It's something she's always done, and so it's just ingrained in her to do it. She knows like how far to push it before she'll get into trouble, but she's always right up to that line, trying to get things from other people by like lying about, "Oh, I'm with that captain over there. I'm their navigator. See," and I point to the eye, and so you need to give me this.
Okay.
And if they do, then she just fucking hightails it out of there because she thinks that she's going to get caught immediately.
Okay. Let's see here. I guess then, Dead, what would your character be? What would he be doing while he spends time on the ship? Like, while he has free time?
Well, he's not overly sociable. It's going to be something he makes a point in not being and letting anybody know that he's not here to be their friend. If approached, I think that he'd spend a lot of time in the room that he was given, kind of making it feel like his safe space. Past that point, I think it's a case of just kind of thinking and planning, and then I think he would venture around the ship more or less for his own, because he's one of those that believes, he needs to know the lay of the land. Anybody that's being disruptive, though, he's immediately probably going to, for lack of a better term, punk them out and dare them to fight. I'd say with any other measure of spare time, he's probably always looking for somebody to spar with. So he has, maybe now that he doesn't have to hide, maybe he can actually get practice in being and using the skills that were given to him, because he spent most of his time hiding and less of it actually refining his combat skills.
So if he sees two people brawling, what is he more likely to do? Split it up or cheer them on to duke it out?
He would want to split it up, but because of the simple mind of nature, he'd walk up and ask, "Okay, who's in the wrong?" And the first person to get pointed at's the person that gets dead.
Okay. All right, and then Macarius. What would Macarius be doing in his free time?
Probably dicking around with this pistol, trying to improve it, work on it, get better at not sucking with it as a shot would be awesome. Come on, dice rolls. Probably reading about the Expanse on any books and stuff that he could pick up along the way.
Does he spend a lot of time at all, like talking to the people on board, or does he mostly kind of spend his time pretty much alone?
No, he really doesn't spend a lot of time speaking with the people on board. When he was in command, that's enough to him.
All the people he talks to wind up dead anyway, so.
Does he spend his time in his room or on the bridge or somewhere else?
In his room, at the range, or on the bridge, more than likely. Or the odd trip off planet if not on ship.
Okay. Okay, well, you guys are on your ship right now. You spent the day on the planet. It's been a long day. So you guys are kind of spent. Quill already passed out on the floor in her room after drinking lots and finally not being able to handle it anymore. Is there anything you wanted to do before the next day?
I could open that damn box now, couldn't I?
You could have opened it at any point you wanted to.
Yeah, because I thought of it now. I want to open the damn box wherever it is in my inventory somewhere.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Let me just do something really quick here. All right, so as a reminder, you pulled this metal box from the Hermitage back basically when you started this journey. It was a metal box found in the wall underneath, well, or behind rather, a house banner for General Holt, and you were pretty much just paranoid as fuck that it was booby-trapped, so you hadn't opened it. And it has been sitting in your possession since then. So it's been probably months now that you've had it, but you haven't opened it. So you open it up, and inside there are 2 items. And you should be able to see both of them now. Just CJ should be able to, because technically none of you guys are around. So inside is a data slate, and it has a phrase and then coordinates. And all it says is, all I can do is lead you there. The rest is up to you. And then it has celestial coordinates, planetary coordinates, and a name. It says, speak to Zel Jama. And otherwise, there is a ring in the box. It's a very ornate ring. And it is engraved with symbols of the Academy and a ship, and on top, a blue gem. And if you look at the blue gem from the top, so like if you're looking straight down at the gem, underneath it you can see the symbol of the house that Joffrey belongs to. Essentially, this is like his class ring from the Academy.
Oh, if only it were Scott's. That would be so much simpler.
That would be pretty funny if it was a coupon that was expired, and it expired yesterday. Unfortunately, I don't feel like there's that many coupons floating around in this world. You are pretty sure that, though, the data slate, since it has coordinates of all sorts on there, that if you gave it to your navigator could easily figure out where exactly this location is.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Now I have to worry if it'll get us killed. Probably. Anyways. Saving information. I guess I would put all that with me. Ring in my pocket and the slate. I don't want to wear the ring.
You don't want to wear the ring? Why not?
No, I don't trust it. Why doesn't Joffrey wear it anymore? Nope, don't trust.
Okay. Is there anything that anyone else would like to do?
No.
Okay. The next morning, it's fairly early, probably, I don't know, like 6. It's early for most people anyway. When there's an incoming call to the ship. Is anyone on the bridge?
I probably wouldn't be. I don't think I'd go on the bridge very often unless needed to.
That's fair.
I know I'm still in my room.
Yeah, probably.
I'm laying in on my character training or personality. Which one wins out on this one? And I'm kind of leaning towards personality, so a little later than 6 probably. Probably around 8, 7 or 8, maybe 9. Let's say 9.
Okay. So there's always someone on the bridge. Doesn't necessarily have to be one of you guys. I'm just was wondering if any of you were there. So it's maybe 6:15 when Makarios, you hear a knock on your door.
Yes.
Captain, sir, there's an incoming message. It's from the planet. It's important.
Put it through.
Okay. He's newer on the ship, so instead of like actually like trying to like call down to your room, he actually like booked it down to your room. And you just hear like footsteps as like you just hear like huffing and puffing, like someone's really out of breath, and you just hear just footsteps just darting down the hallway.
I just kind of face palm and touch the console, and I'm like, "Bridge, connect me to the incoming transmission."
But like 2 seconds later, it switches over to you. Is this the captain of the ship?
Yes, Captain Makarios speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, I am the secretary of the Planetary Governor Caliban. You sent a invitation yesterday, and also a request to meet with Caliban. He would like to take you up on your offer for allowing him and his new wife to spend the night aboard your ship. Is that offer still available?
Why, of course. That sounds wonderful to me.
Oh, how wonderful. He will be ready to be transported in about 2 hours. He has just found his gracious new wife, and he just can't wait a moment longer, really, to get done with the official part of it and then move on to the fun part.
Tell me when his transport is ready to come up.
It'll be, and she gives you a time, about like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then she starts listing off things that he will need. And a lot of it's just like food items and stuff like that. Nothing too extravagant, and you're 100% sure that you either have it on board or you could get it from the planet within like an hour easy.
Cool. Definitely doing it all.
And for that, you can either, if you want to go down and manage all that, you can, or you can just send some people down on one of your landing ships or whatever, like if you don't want to land your actual ship.
I'd just like to send some smaller vessels down rather than my main one.
Okay. Other than that, she just wishes you a good day and that she will be in contact. And yeah, and then she just she signs off.
Awesome.
Surprise. So,
What was that, Shane?
I'm surprised they took us up on it. It's putting some faith in us.
Things could still go really wrong. They could go really wrong on purpose, too.
Yeah, I could see it being a double cross.
Alright, I gotta grab some water. I'll be right back, but let's see how it goes. This should be interesting.
And Scott, you have a dirty mind.
Sure does.
Forward ship. Alright.
So he just didn't want to get any in his eye.
And the question is he going to have shit, my brain just went dead. If he's going to have you guys leave the ship or have people waiting on him, or
Yeah, we don't really have servants for the luxury quarters that much,
No.
do we?
not really. I mean, you could have some of your crewmates do that. I'm sure you have somewhat attractive looking people somewhere on board the ship, or at least look decent enough to, or are nice enough to be told to do something.
We couldn't count on like servitors.
No,
Oh,
no.
good God!
It's got serve right in their name. Come on.
Nothing says romance like a skeletal zombie with mechanical implants.
Sounds pretty cool to me. Fuck.
You have a different idea of what a boner is.
I mean, you never know. I mean, he could be into that.
Well, we don't know if he's bringing the other 7 wives with.
That is true. And that was not stated, but probably. Well, you know what?
I feel like he wants.
Who knows?
Who knows what he wants?
We don't know anything about this guy. He could be expecting us to have like 70 concubines ready and waiting for him to like tag in and
You guys really don't know much about him.
Yeah, we've got the quarters, but we've never actually hosted anyone before.
Nope. The most that's happened, the most action your luxury quarters have seen is them burning down.
Yep. It was a luxurious fire.
It burned hot. But yeah, I guess really all you guys really know is that he was looking for his 8th wife, and that, gosh, yeah. And that at some point people were thinking about rebelling against him.
interesting. This could be quite the power play. Be like, oh yeah, I honeymooned on a rogue trader vessel that I'm in good with. You rebel against me, and I'll bring down.
Yeah, I can't renege against this. If I do this, I'm like totally boned on this planet. This is the big guy.
Well, you did invite him up here for his honeymoon, so you might be boned on your ship.
And that could get me killed on the planet too. Big time. Totally. In every way possible.
But if you think about it this way too, you will have him alone on your ship.
Yep. I knew.
So who is really in charge and in power?
Well, his 8th wife could be a virus bomb, and he could be like, oh, shoot, I forgot something. I gotta run back and grab it.
Oh, my goodness.
Macarius, is there anything that you wanted to do in preparation? Like, you guys really don't know a whole lot about him. Did you want to try and, like, go down to the planet for maybe an hour and try and, like, dig up any kind of dirt you can on him? Or are you just going to be the nice host and just find some people to wait on him?
Sar and Two-Tone that I was supposed to talk to about information for the information about nobles, right?
Yep. Those are the two with all the dirt. The question is no one really ever told you where you could find them? Just that they were the ones to talk to.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you got like hours and hours before he'll be.
Yeah, that's no time at all. I would be able to talk to some of his attendants at his residency, wouldn't I? Find out his personal likes from them.
Potentially, yes.
Bloody try.
The thing is with any kind of higher up person, how much are servants actually going to say?
Not much. Too embarrassed. Balls.
I mean, you might find one that's talkative, or you might find one that's not really worried, or you might find that they're all just terrified of being found out that they said anything to anyone.
There's a workaround for that. Just hire one of them to be your party advisor or go between, and have them give them funds to be able to provide whatever would be necessary in order to make the governor happy.
Well, realistically, the secretary did give you just a list of things. But yeah, if there's anything extra, you could potentially do that. That would actually probably not be a bad idea in the way of making good.
Yeah, I want this to go off as well as possible.
And the secretary did give you, like, a different place to call to get a hold of her specifically about this stuff. So if you wanted to contact her again, you should be able to get a hold of her quicker than previously.
Okay, cool. I'll write that down somewhere.
Are you going to let everyone else know that the Planetary Governor is going to be coming aboard the ship? Like a ship-wide announcement, or just those that matter, or...
Ship-wide announcement, but more of a everyone do your duty and stay the hell away.
Okay. Are you gonna find anyone in particular to, like, wait on him, or you gonna personally, or how do you want to do this? Because I do imagine that you have some people on board that would be good candidates to wait on someone that you have in the luxury quarter.
Yeah, there would be more appealing candidates than others to select from. Oh shit, that's a good point. That's a good point.
No, it isn't. I don't know what it is, but it is.
I'd select the workers that would do all that he would need. I had horrible ideas. That's all I'll say.
I had a feeling. So we're gonna use Aquila.
Excuse me?
No. See, he's a great friend, isn't he? I mean, what?
I heard her volunteering.
He's useful. I didn't say he was smart.
Touche.
All right, so you send. You've got someone going down to pick up stuff for his stay here, and you've got your servants picked out, or your crew that's gonna be waiting on him. And Holt, Aquila, Dead, is there anything that you're doing in preparation for the Planetary Governor coming on board the ship?
I mean, I was told to stay out of his way, so I'll just do my normal thing.
I hate to say it, but the thing is hiding.
Especially, yeah, for your character.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Until somebody pages me and say, hey, I need you to kill something, it's probably best to hide in my quarters.
I mean, as far as we know, like there's nothing wrong with the governor. So, like, to me, he's the rightfully appointed, leader, and so I'd want to treat him with the appropriate.
That's fair.
I could be an ass and just prep a warp jump for right when they get into their honeymoon suite. That way his kids avoid born like.
Well, I mean, isn't that part of this? We're gonna take him on a nice cruise.
That's not what he's expecting. He's expecting to just be above the planet. But, I mean, realistically, there wasn't say whether you guys were going to be driving or flying or warping or just staying there.
Probably not warping, because from what I understand, that's not very a pleasant thing.
It's perfectly pleasant.
Depends on what happens when you warp. Or how good your navigator is.
Well, depends on how much I like the governor, because I get to pick what happens on the warp.
No, it's true. But, like I said, you guys don't really know anything about him.
No, we haven't had time to really gain any information on him. He took us up rather quick on that, actually.
Well, he found his wife. He's ready. Ready to get it on.
I mean, I don't know. It leads me to believe that he doesn't think that we're bad or anything. But I don't know. Maybe he is just planning to kind of scope us out. My only concern was that he might be involved with like some of the corruption that we think we're uncovering.
He might be, he might not be.
A corrupt politician? Are you insane?
I mean, I'm sure it never happens in this world. Possible.
Never happens in any world. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so it probably takes you maybe 30 minutes to get everyone kind of organized, Macarius. So you still got a little bit of time left before he arrives. Is there anything else you want to do in preparation? And if not, we can just have him
The only
jump to
other
the
thing I
time.
can think of that wouldn't be too absurd would be to play music as well for fitting the occasion, whatever that kind of music would sound like.
Very man low.
What he said.
I mean, that's fine. You can have music playing. Yeah, so time comes. His ship docks. Is there anyone there to greet him, or who is there to greet him?
I would definitely be there to greet him. I would actually invite Aquila to come and greet him if she wanted to as well.
Oh, I see how it is.
She's told me what she wanted.
Okay, I guess.
Well, if you want power, you have to know people who wield it.
That just sounds weird. Why don't you just take power for yourself? That just seems much more straightforward.
And how are you going to con him if you don't know him?
Well, I just mean like take the stuff he has, and then you get more powerful because you have more stuff. But I mean, I can go there and just see what kind of stuff he has. I think it's a good idea.
I wish things were so simple for me as they are for you. All right, I'm going to meet with him later.
Okay. Have fun.
So it's just gonna be you, Macarius, then?
Apparently.
Okay. So you meet him in your docking bay, and Caliban steps out, and he's old. Like, he's got gray hair that's running pretty thin. A little gray beard. That's more like, he's got more of a goatee actually going, and it's gray. Also kind of thin because he's just losing all of his hair pretty much. He's kind of hunched over a little bit. He's definitely seen better days. When you see him, he doesn't really put off like a picturesque like guy with lots and lots of power. He looks old and kind of decrepit and falling apart. But like his outfit is the only thing that looks really nice on him. He's wearing the finest clothes that you've probably ever seen. And just they're bright colors, and that looks really regal. And then behind him steps this very, very young lady, probably barely old enough to even consider being taken as a bride. And she is also wearing a very fine gown, albeit simple, but made of like the best materials. And she's just like blushing and like has her head down, and behind her there's a couple of like servants. One kind of just looks more like a bodyguard, kind of keeping an eye out for things. He kind of steps up and walks towards you, and you're the captain?
And this is Caliban speaking to me, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yep, no problem.
Yes, sir, I am. And you're Caliban?
I most definitely am. This, and he kind of points behind him, is Taya. And she just kind of like lifts her eyes up a little bit and looks at you and just kind of nods and stares down at the ground again. And then Caliban speaks up again and he's like, so you have a room for us? And he smiles. And it's a creepy smile.
Yep. And I'll learn to live with it. And I say, right this way.
He's like, he looks over at her and he's like, come, my dear. And he kind of holds his arm out for her and she takes it. And the bodyguard kind of walks up next to you and Macarius and kind of walks side by side with you just to make sure everything's good. He wants to check the room when you get there and make sure there's nothing wrong with it. No hidden surprises.
That's fair.
So yeah, once you guys get to the room, he checks it out. He gives the okay to Caliban, and Caliban and Taya go inside, and they close the door, and then the guard and basically her, like, lady in waiting or whatever, they just stand outside the door, and he just says, we'll let you know if we need anything, basically dismissing you.
And I guess I would step outside. And does the guard step outside as well?
Yeah, they'll wait outside by the door.
I would ask him to let me know when they're done. If you can, please.
Sure. And I'll let you know if we need anything.
Enjoy the evening.
He just leans against the wall, just has his arms crossed, and is constantly just looking back and forth down the hall. The lady that came with, she speaks up really quick. Actually, there is something we could use. And she kind of, like, gets pretty close to you, Macarius. Like, she wants to, like, whisper in your ear, but she's a little bit short. And she just, she whispers, do you think you could, bring some towels and some wine?
Sure thing. No problem. Just give me 1 second.
And what do I think Grandpa is doing? Well, realistically, he could be spying on everyone. Ain't none of you gonna know.
Dirty old man.
Back in my... Oh, Lord, what is he doing to that poor little girl?
It's a good thing Grandpa can't speak.
But if he could now, y'all suddenly have a voice in your head.
Well, he obviously can if Shepard could hear him.
Well, that was debatable whether or not Shepard was actually hearing anything. Shepard thought he heard Grandpa. But did
I just
he really?
rolled with it.
No one else ever heard Grandpa.
No one else understood Grandpa like Shepard did.
It's also true. So the Emperor or the Planetary Governor rather, he's on your ship for a while. You don't really hear anything from any of them for a while. You do. I would say probably like maybe 2 hours or so later. You do get a request for you to come to the chambers.
All right. I guess I go to the chambers.
You get there, and the bodyguard kind of just holds up his hand, says, "Stop." He's like, "So, Caliban has a request. He knows that rogue trader ships are a little, well, frankly, to put how he put it, is loose on who they accept on coming on board their ship. He wants to know if you have any mutants on board."
It is possible I have one or two. Is there anything wrong with that?
No, he was actually hoping to request one to join them in there, and he kind of rolls his eyes a little bit, just the slightest, and kind of points his thumb backwards at the room where they currently are.
And I get to pick.
I mean, technically, yes, he's asking if you have anyone that you're willing to send into there.
Well, see, on the one hand, I have Aquila, who is furiously typing at me right now. But there's no way in hell that's going to happen. On the other side of the coin, I have another mutant.
You probably also have
there
other
he
ones that are
is.
nameless, too. Or rather, nameless as of yet, but on board the ship. So if you can't convince either of those two to go, you could also lie and say you don't. Or you could send also someone else, some random Joe in as well.
And suddenly thoughts make me go back to Pathfinder.
Oh my god. Their lust room? Oh no! I know exactly what you're thinking about. Oh my god.
Nothing like making the entire store fucking turn around wondering what the fuck I was doing.
I use Furious Finish.
Horrible, both of you.
Oh, it was horrible.
Well, the whole point is that, hey, the little gnome dude had something we needed. It was a sex house. I demanded to get the little gnome, and I'm like the size of Hagrid, so it didn't go too well.
Looked like you were fucking a teddy bear, basically.
That brave little gnome.
I strapped his ass to one of those adult swings so he couldn't get out and had my way, and then took the item, of which he thankfully gave me.
And when you finish, he's like, I know why you're here. It's over there. Just take it. You earned.
Oh boy.
And that is how you fuck with DMs.
But realistically, Macarius, you are the captain, so technically, it's up to you.
No name. Well, we'll get a no-name mutant. Throw that to him.
What's his name gonna be?
More importantly, I want to know what mutation.
That too. He has one mutation.
2 penises.
And I think... Let's see here. Is there? Let's see here. I don't
It
think that's...
just dawned on me what my first mutation was. Contortionist.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you'd be perfect.
I mean, realistically, you're like the best one for it. But Makarios has given him a no name. Unless he wants to change that and give him you.
I don't want to fight with her over it. That's all that's going to happen. No, not even going to chance it.
Oh, most likely, yeah. Let's see here. Do you guys remember which page the mutations are on?
No, and I can't bloody find it.
No, I didn't put any page numbers next to my mutation.
Alright. Let's see here. I found it. Give me 1 second. Page... Oh, actually, hold on. Let me... Nope, that's not right.
You gonna let him choose, or you gonna make him roll for it?
I was gonna make him roll, but I'm
That's
trying to
fine.
find it first.
299 or 368.
Ah. Yep, 370. So if you want to roll a 1d100.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off. You roll a 2.
Not quite.
15.
Not quite.
So misshapen. Mutant spine and limbs are horribly twisted. The mutant may no longer run and reduces agility by 2d10.
Just tell him, like, oh my god, that'll be the best foot race ever. So the misshapen person versus the old decrepit man. Who gets...
And I need a name still for this mutant as well.
It was Charles Howard. Whitest name ever. Yes.
All right. So you send Charles in there. And then you don't hear anything for a long while. Maybe another 2 hours go by. And you get another call, basically just saying that they need some food.
Okay. And I'd have servants bring him some food.
Okay. I mean, pretty much they spend the entire time in the room. It's basically going to be a whole day of just small requests here and there, but mostly that's it. Just food and wine and random little things like that. Nothing, doesn't ask for anything else. And they're there probably for like a whole day. So probably maybe like 14 hours or so, before they're pretty much like, we're ready to leave. So you get the call that from the bodyguard being like, the Caliban is ready to depart the ship. If you could send someone to basically escort us back to the docking bay, that would be amazing. Thank you.
I would be happy to escort Caliban, and I would like to talk to him a little bit before he left, if he had a moment.
that's up to him, I guess. I don't know how... Well, when you get down here, we'll see. So you make it down there, and Caliban and Taya come out. You can see Charles is still in there, and he's just got this look. He's smiling. You're pretty sure that he just had the best day of his life. But he's like, just like, seems like in a daze. Taya looks kind of just like mortified, actually. And Caliban looks pretty pleased. They leave the room and they start following you.
So, this is the part where I'd want to mention the incident in Velite. And for some reason, the violent response at finding out the men who attacked us were killed for their actions. When I showed him these, and I'm going to show him the emblem, because if this turns out this way, we're fucked either direction. And it's the emblem.
Okay.
What would you have me say?
He looks at them. He kind of takes one from your hand and kind of looks it over. Kind of shrugs a little bit, hands it back to you. He's like, I have no idea. I've never seen any of those before, ever. Let's see here.
It's interesting to know one of your governors is under these men's sway. Because hearing of their death, he surely panicked.
Not even sure who that is, to be honest.
Probably one of the minor ones, if I were to guess. Zaris Avelite.
Oh, I know who you're talking. Okay, I know who you're talking about. I don't. He's pointing to the symbols. He's like, I don't know who that belongs to. You're not sure you believe him though. Like, you're pretty sure that he is about maybe. There may be some truth to that, but you're not 100% sure that he's telling 100% truth. But you're not sure what exactly he's being dishonest about. He's like, I mean, Zaris has always been good. He's never had any issues before with anyone else. He's been in charge for probably, a good 15 years now.
Come, good sir, I don't ask much. He asked me to remove a beast from the planet, and I have. No such beast resides there anymore, and I took another one as well, apparently, for him.
I'll talk to him. I'll hear his side of the story. And, yeah, we'll make sure things are put right. Kind of says. Just nodding his head and just keep walking. He looks deep in thought.
And this is when I have the feeling, let's see, do I have scrutiny? Ooh, horrible skill. Could I roll evaluate?
Evaluate is for items.
Yeah. Scrutiny. Let's see how bad I can fail.
That's the spirit.
If I could, I'd say do it well.
Oh, fuck. Let me flip, because now it doesn't want to work again. Damn it. Spent the last 2 days rolling on Firefox, and now it doesn't want to roll. Hate. Oh, yeah, that's a bad fail. Well,
Nope, that's not what I wanted.
Because the only other one is going to either be like charm him, but logic is one that takes a long amount of time to use. Most of the intelligence ones do, actually.
Normally, I would say that we should probably sweep the luxury quarter for bugs, but in this dude's case, I think we should just let Holt go through with the flamethrower.
Yeah.
We can get new fabric.
I won't miss a spot.
But yeah, Macarius, you're pretty sure that he's gonna give it some thought, and he's gonna talk to Xeris, and you believe that he has the best intentions to follow through with your complaint, and that he'll get back to you soon about what actions are gonna be taken.
Thank you for your time, Planetary Governor. I hope you enjoy the rest of your honeymoon with her.
Oh, I plan to. And he kind of pats her arm and just smiles, that creepy old man smile.
Yep, that's pretty gross. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you show them to the dock or the docking bay, and they get on their ship and they go back down to the planet. Yeah, pretty much. Just got creepy old guy digging the young ladies.
And to think Walter Frey was only the second most creepy person in that game when it comes to that aspect.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I would drop off the shopping lift with Hooky and then go see what Shoji was about. He had a thing about hiring muscles, I heard.
Actually, can we take like 5 minutes? I need to use the restroom.
Okay.
Sure. I'll take that chance to
Alright
stretch.
then. Okay, so before we move on to what you want to do next, Macarius, we're going to go back to the 14 hours that have been going on the ship while the Planetary Governor has been on board. Is there anything in particular that Aquila or Holt or Dead wanted to be doing or do during that time?
Holt would have just been treating it like standard time here, doing his normal duties.
Okay.
As far as my guy, I guess, like I said, the whole dueling and like fighting and practicing is there a chance that I would have found enough people that would have had interest in that, or would it immediately been a turn off at the side of me?
I mean, eventually, once I start warming up to you, I know my character would be interested in having some sparring matches.
Why don't you roll let's see here.
But yeah, right now Holt just kind of has this weird impression. Yeah, he's not quite sure what to make of you yet. Like, there's been a couple times you probably like bumped into each other, and he looks like he's about to say something and try to strike up a conversation, and then he just kind of second guesses it and just kind of grumbles.
Fair enough.
Why don't you roll an intimidate check, Dead, and see, depending on how many successes you get on that, will determine how many people.
4.
Okay, you got 4 people they were scared enough of you that pretty much they were okay with doing whatever you wanted them to do. So if you wanted to fight them, they're okay to fight you.
Just saying, Fight Club just started.
It did. Yep. you pretty much were just like, you broke. So this is what. Okay, so you're down below decks. You're walking around. You see two people. Like, it starts off as kind of like one guy pushing another guy. And be like, "Did you just push me?" And then pushing back, and then they're like screaming at each other about, from what you can tell, probably some lady. But they're like getting ready to just start punching each other. So yeah, they're shoving each other around. One person throws out a punch, misses. The other one starts punching the other guy. And you come around the corner and you see them.
All right. So I think I would. So it seems like it's an argument, or does it seem more, from my preview, is it more argument style, or is it more just like they're having
What?
fun?
Oh, no.
I don't know. Some people do it for fun.
No, they're like right in the face. If there was possibility of steam coming out of their ears, it would be cloudy in there. It'd be foggy, full of smoke. They are pissed off.
Just walk straight up to them. I think when you joke around about intimidate and stuff like that, I would think that my size might not necessarily be intimidating, but the fact of the laugh that I let out probably would draw their attention. So I'd probably start out with kind of that deep, hearty kind of laugh growl, and then just be like, "Can I join in?"
The guy that actually started it kind of looks at you, kind of smirks a little bit. He's like, "Fuck off." And he like punches the guy that he was trying to beat on, and then he hears you like doing a little bit more of that, and he just looks at you. And then he realizes how big your muscles are. Like, at first glance, he's just like, "Oh, who the fuck's this midget? Like, what's going on?" Then he like actually takes you in and is like, "Fuck." And that's when
My turn, punch.
Yeah. Okay. Do you punch the guy that's like looking at you now, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as soon as I see that deer in headlights moment, I literally yell out "my turn" in laughter, and then take a swing.
The guy that had been being beat on before, he just starts laughing. It's like, "Yeah, get him!" And like more and more people are kind of like poking their heads down this hall, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is all this noise? And now they see Dead punching this other guy, and another guy cheering him on. And in a few seconds, there was like maybe two other people that were watching. They were like, "Fuck yeah!" And then they just all like basically just started a fight in the middle of the hallway. Someone else tries to come and like punch you in the head. Roll a dodge.
I don't even think in the instance of this I probably would dodge. So the roll's kind of apt. I think I just let them hit me.
Yeah, some guy who really has no like stake in this fight at all just comes up and like tries to like punch you in the. He just like punches you right in the arm, and it doesn't really do anything. It just like he hits you, and then he kind of like looks at his hand, and is like starts shaking it like he hurt his hand trying to punch you.
I mean, realistically, these poor bastards have to hit for more than 6 damage to even feel it. And that's without armor.
Yeah, so like he punches you, and then he gets the deer in the head that look like, "Oh shit, like what the fuck did I just walk into?"
And it's just, I think it's probably, though these people have never seen it, it's probably the first time in a long time that I've actually felt some modicum of happiness and kind of a joy. So I'm just laughing and starting to swing. Anybody that gets close enough at this point, I grab them and yank them into the pit of just people swinging.
This goes on for a while. Like, it's probably a good, like, 15 minutes of people just punching people. Eventually, pretty much everyone is just, like, down on the ground, either knocked out or... actually, roll a 1d10. Okay, so 6 of the guys that were in the fight, they're just like actually like knocked out unconscious on the ground. But there's 4 guys, which actually decent amount. They're out of breath, but they're like kind of like maybe like black eyes and like just like they look like they've been through the ringer. Like they're all
Fatigue.
they're all pretty fucked up, but they're conscious still. And they're like... They kind of, like, all look like they have that realization, like, what the fuck were we even, like, fighting for? But they're like, yeah, that was good. And they kind of look at you, Dead, and they're like, we should do this again. We should put some money on it.
Sure, maybe next time a few of you can try to take me on. And I reach my hand out to actually shake their hand. Though they probably think I'm swinging again.
Yeah, the one guy that's close enough that you were actually, like, reaching out for, he kind of, like, startles backwards a little bit. But then he, like, it registers in his mind what you were doing, and he, like, quickly reaches forward to, as not give you, you know, offense, because he doesn't want you to actually punch him.
So the moment I get a hold of his hands, I grab it and I squeeze it really tight, just to kind of put that panicked expression back on his face. And then with my other hand, I reach into my pack that I'm assuming that's probably on the ground next to me and pull out my med kit and start trying to fix the poor bastard.
Okay, yeah. They will gladly take any kind of help. You do a good enough job to patch up the scrapes, and there's not really much you can do.
I'd spend some time trying to fix everybody up a little bit, because pretty much I'm going to safely assume that everybody that's fucked up right now is probably my fault. Except for the 2 original guys.
Yeah, pretty much everything is your fault. A few of them, maybe 2 out of them are other people's fault, but yeah, for the most part, you were the one that pretty much punched everyone unconscious. So yeah, you're out there fixing up the people that are conscious first, and then they kind of leave, and there's the 6 guys laying on the ground, and you just start going over and fixing them up.
There's a part of me that has to wonder. It's like, anybody reporting this? Is this getting out? Is somebody on the bridge watching a fight break out and shit going on?
Oh, someone's watching. That's for sure.
I mean, you don't know. No one's come down there to stop it, so you don't know if if there's anyone watching, or if they did, they're just like, I ain't getting into that mess, or what.
Some popcorn watching.
Or that.
Camera duty's so boring.
But yeah, I think that would probably sum up the adventures of D3D.
So yeah, there's just, and then once you're done fixing them up, do you like carry them back to like, I don't know, like a med bay, or do you just leave them in the hallway?
I'm gonna say he's probably like, they're good in the hallway.
Okay.
Like, if it came across his mind, he probably would take them into a room. But with the sway of intelligence and adrenaline, I'm gonna say he's probably like, well, they should feel better now. I gave them some medical attention. They'll sleep it off.
Okay, that's fair.
learned their lesson.
Oh, and before the four guys that could actually walked away, the guy that shook your hand, he gave you his name, which is gonna be. Actually, why don't you pick a name for him?
Zeke.
Okay. So, Zeke. Okay, so D3D pretty much started a fight club. What was Aquila up to?
Looking through notes and whatnot, I'm sure that would take probably a day or two, just kind of cross-referencing and highlighting the important bits. Probably have some of his like military duties and talking about messaging back to Terra, but nothing really all that valuable. The one piece of valuable intel he had on him stayed with him on the ship that got blown.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sucks. But there's opportunities abound of potentially getting other stuff from another navigator, so.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Hopes.
the notes and whatnot would be valuable if I can come across another House Hawkins person.
And realistically, you actually, let's see here. What skills do you have? See here. Oop. How about I look?
Depends on what you're looking for.
Let's see here. Trying to think. I guess there'd be two things. One, if you want to roll to look to see if you can find like his personal journal. That is, if he kept like any kind of data log about anything. I don't know if he kept a journal or not.
He did, but the problem is that it's not. Even if it is on a data log, it's in a cipher, so it would take time to decrypt.
That's fair. Let's see here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh my god. Cannot spell. Let's see here.
So I would assume the majority of his notes and whatnot would be in his room. He wouldn't carry too much on his person, so it would be the cipher's Noblite family, and then whatever modifier would be appropriate for it being a different family that would have different, basically a different cipher.
Yep. Actually, will you roll me a perception check first? I want to see if you actually, yeah, a perception check.
Okay. Oh, I perceived the fuck out of that.
Yeah, You have found his journal probably like the first day that you were on board ship. So you've been kind of looking at it, and then yeah, I'll have you roll the cipher nobility family, and probably a let me see here. Probably at a -20, because it'd be pretty hard.
I'm gonna re-roll that. Much better.
Yeah, so it doesn't take you a whole lot of time to kind of get the general gist of a lot of what's going on in that journal. It takes you maybe like, I'd say it probably takes about half the time that Caliban is on the ship for you to actually figure out the cipher.
But then the fact that it goes back probably decades would mean I'd need to put in a significant amount of time
To read through it, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, it'll take you time to read it, but yeah, you understand the cipher now for the most part, so it'll just be a matter of spending the time to sit down and actually be able to read through it.
So I get my pet project.
So you're going to go take your book and sit in a corner and read it?
Yeah, well, good thing that my previous character had a nice little reading area all set up for her, so it's very convenient.
Do keep yours just as neat.
Oh, hell no.
And so, Holt, you said that you were gonna be doing your normal things of, like, training and talking to people.
Yep, it's just another day to me.
Okay, well, while you're out and about, just kind of walking the ship, there's someone that comes up to you, and they look kind of nervous and are unsure of how to start the conversation, it looks like, but you know that you can tell that they want to talk to you.
Did they approach me yet, or like say anything? Greet me?
It's a younger guy. Yeah, he kind of comes up to you. He like reaches out like he wants to like tap you, and then kind of like puts his arm down, and he's like, sir.
Yes, out with it.
Can we talk somewhere quiet, away from everyone?
Of course, yes. Let's use the chapel. It's just nearby.
All right, so you guys go over there. Once you're inside, this young man, he looks like he just starts like fiddling his fingers and like looking down, and he's like, there's been a lot of talk about what happened before we came to this planet. And people are worried that there's heretics on board. And I'm pretty sure there's a cult down below.
Now you have my attention. Where are these reports coming from?
I heard people talking, and they were saying a lot of things that they shouldn't have been saying, and I don't know if they believed it themselves or if they were just spouting stuff that they had heard. But there's been a lot of unrest around the ship, and I don't know what it's going to lead to.
Well, I'm going to need some names. I'm going to need some specifics. I'm launching a full investigation on it.
He gives you a couple of names of people that he had heard talking. I'll let you name them.
How many names should I come up with?
2.
2? All right, a man and a woman. John Johnson.
You say John?
John Johnson. And Aretta Lynn. That's Arettallyn.
Okay. So he's like, yeah, it was John Johnson and Aretta Lynn. They were the ones that was saying the things, but they don't look like people that would be heretics. And I don't know. I just don't
Wait,
know.
were they complaining about heretical behavior, or were they talking as if they were in conspiracy to commit such acts?
It sounded kind of like both. And he looks really distressed. Like, he doesn't want to, like, tattle on people, but he's also terrified that they're going to bring down shit onto this ship.
Calm yourself, son. Know that you work for the Emperor's. If these are heretics, they will be found out, and if not, they will be cleared.
He kind of nods a little bit and... You're right, sir. I am positive that you will come... You'll get to the bottom of it.
One more thing. You mentioned what happened on the ship before. What happened on the ship before?
Well, there's a lot of rumors going around what happened to some of the crew before we came to the planet. We were fighting Chaos Reavers, and it was going on for weeks, and they boarded the ship, and it's... A lot of the crew... Some of the crew didn't come back from that mission, and people are kind of... I don't know. They're feeling a little bit uneasy.
Any particular reason? Chaos aren't... I mean, casualties aren't exactly unheard of when dealing with the foul spawn of chaos.
No, but it was only the captain that came back. And people are wondering if he maybe made deals to be able to come back.
Well, this is troubling.
I mean, these are just rumors. I'm not saying anything bad about the captain, and he's like freaking out now. He's like, I'm not... It's not that I don't believe that, but there are people that do.
And so these are just unfounded rumors as it stands. No one has any sort of reason to believe this other than scuttlebutt.
As far as I know.
All right, and your name was?
Oh, my name is, Sam.
Sam.
Samuel Marchuskevensky. Yeah, Samuel March. That.
Well, is there anything else you could tell me to help me begin my investigation, Sam?
No, just that's all I've heard. But I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell someone.
Well, you've done the right thing here. If there is corruption, rest assured, I will find it and I will cleanse it. Pull yourself together. The Emperor doesn't like a man who can't say what's on his mind.
He like nods his head and he like puts on like a tough guy face and yeah.
Let me see your war face.
And then he leaves and scuttles out and kind of just like before like when he opens the door he kind of looks both ways, make sure like no one saw him come in there, and then just leaves. Obviously worried that people he believes the rumors for sure.
Well, this is going to make my next couple days interesting. So yeah, for now, I just be kind of thinking about my next move. Since I'm already in the chapel, I'd offer some prayers up to the Emperor and ask.
Okay, yeah. You don't hear anything back from him,
Yeah, no, that sounds about.
but it does soothe your soul, and you feel like you're reinvigorated on your mission. You know what you need to do.
That's what I like to hear.
All right, so take care of all that's been happening on the ship. So the Planetary Governor Caliban has left, and it is, let's see here. It's pretty much like 10 o'clock at night. He spent pretty much the entire day there. So I guess, is there anything else you'd like to do before we go to the next day?
No, they can sleep first, and they have to disinfect every square inch of that room. The quarters. Sorry, the quarters.
Yeah, do you have anyone go in there and like search for bugs or anything, or do you just
Yeah, get rid of the bugs, clean it up, spick and span. I was hoping it'd be that way beforehand, but that's fine.
there's, as far as you know, no one found any bugs in there. There's just, when they go in there and clean, it just looks like they just had a good old time in there.
Crabs the size of your fist, but no bugs.
I mean, it's a mess for obvious reasons, and also there's like food scraps and stuff that they'd thrown in the corner or whatever when they were done, but
Yeah, they know they don't have to deal with it.
yeah, exactly. There's people for that.
There are.
Even the murder servitors that are sent to clean it are just like, oh my god, kill me.
I don't think you would have them cleaning up messes.
We don't know what kind of diseases they had.
Just assume all of them.
Anyway, so next day rolls around. Let's see here.
I swing by that corridor to make sure that those people that were passed out actually woke up.
For the most part, yeah. There's like maybe 2 guys still laying there. They're breathing normal and everything. They're just still sleeping.
Okay.
You get another incoming call. Probably maybe 8 o'clock. That is if are you guys still on the ship? Do you guys go down before that? What are the plans for the day?
8, I'd check the bridge and prepare to head down, so that sounds fair.
So you get a call coming in. It's from the planet. And it is the same lady that you talked to yesterday. She's just like, Captain Macarius?
Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?
After yesterday's visit, Caliban wanted me to let you know that he enjoyed his stay there and that everything that you talked about should be taken care of by tomorrow. So, no worries, I guess. She's like, it's obvious she has no idea what you guys actually talked about, but that she's just relaying a message.
Thank you, ma'am. That is more than sufficient news for me. Some of my companions will be happy to hear it as well.
That's good to hear. In the future, if you'd like to request any meetings with him, please do feel free to call me on this number and I will patch it through to him.
Eventually.
Thank you, ma'am. And if he needs a reason to visit the stars again, just let me know. Okay. When she's done, I'd want to see about the thing Soji had. If he still has that one available.
Has what available?
Thing for, what was it? Heavy muscle?
Oh, he was looking for people to join his crew, yeah. How do you want to go about it? Do you want to go down to the planet and try and find him there? Do you want to try and just, like, call his ship, or...
Call his ship, see if he was there. If he is, ask if he'd like to meet on the planet. I think he'd feel that's fair and be more comfortable there than I, but at least we're not on one another's ship.
Yeah, you get through to someone on the bridge. It's not him, but it's from what you can tell, it's probably his pilot. Just from the way he acts. But he's like, yeah, I'll pass it on. I'm sure Soji will get back to you soon about that. He should be in town, actually, so I'll get a hold of him and I'll get back to you. Shouldn't be too long.
Thank you.
It takes maybe 15 minutes or whatever, and you get a call back, and it's the same guy, and he's like, yeah, Shoji will meet you. He gives you the name of some place in town. It's and this guy gives you directions there. Just some place to eat. Yeah, he'll meet you there for lunch. It should be, whatever time, like 11:30 or whatever. He'll meet you there, and you guys can talk business or whatever.
Thank you, sir. Sounds good to me. Shoji for lunch.
So is everyone going to be going down to the planet? Or who's staying on board? Who's going down?
Well, I'm going for a meal. Is anyone else hungry?
Am I hungry?
I probably haven't eaten. So if you tell me you're going to get food, I'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot to eat today. I should probably do that.
Yeah, if you offer, I would join you.
Sure, I'll offer to you, and I'll offer it to Dead, though.
You kind of hope he doesn't take you up on it.
Well, the problem's fixed. I don't see what the problem is. No problem, see? Why problem make when you no problem have you no want to make?
It is.
Well-
Sure. The problem is solved.
Tell me I'm allowed on the planet, I'll believe you, but otherwise, my character would be like, is that a good idea?
Technically, not till tomorrow.
I mean, if you want to roll fellowship to see if you can convince him, and he can roll, or deceive
roll-
rather.
I'm
You
gonna-
should probably roll deceive, or charm.
I'm gonna roll charm.
And then if you want to roll scrutiny or let's see here.
That's the best possible roll, isn't it?
Yup. That would
Yeah.
be a critical success. You got a new wife.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
scrutiny.
You're going to need the honeymoon suite.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you're legal today, Dad.
The fact that I even got a fucking success with having to roll less than an 18. But yeah, in that case, you insist, I'll accompany. I will make sure that I'm donning as much as my armor as possible, though, to conceal as much of my weird shit.
To hide as
Everything?
much of its form as possible, basically. Right?
What's that?
To hide as much of your form as possible.
Pretty much. Or maybe you say I may be allowed, but that doesn't mean that people are going to appreciate me being there.
I ain't gonna say you're wrong.
I don't know, the crit success. You might think that you're the new planetary governor.
Depends on how far Macarius carries it. But even still, yeah, no, I don't think he would ever believe that. That's a little too far-fetched.
I can only hit about 7 people right now. Well, 7 to 7 or 7 to 16. Later, that number gets really big.
Glad we're not in the pleasure room anymore. We don't need to hear about things getting bigger.
So yeah, you guys are able to get down to the port. Do you guys teleport back down to the planet, or do you just take a shuttle down there?
Still gonna use shuttles.
Okay.
Are we going to get some of those tacos? Those were delicious, I think.
Sure, you can go get tacos if you want.
The directions to where Shoji wants to meet is not too far off the main stretch. Let's see here. I'll mark it. And it's just a little food place. All sorts of different things there. And it's called Tensa's. Oops. It's weird. Okay. So you guys go there. Do you guys all go there together, or do you guys split up, do different things, or?
I'm gonna split up from them. They can do their own meal. I have a feeling it's going to be entertaining in its own right.
I point out to the waitress, like, he's picking up the tab for this. He said he's bringing us, so I'm not paying. Eat that one. That guy with the weird. Yep, him.
I just nod, wave off, like, yeah, just entertain her.
Are you just pointing to some random person in the restaurant?
No, Macarius.
Okay.
I see him wandering off, and I'm like, no. He said he was bringing us for food. I'm not paying for anything. I don't have any money.
So you're gonna follow him and go with him?
No, I'm pointing out to the waitress for sure that I'm not paying for this meal. That guy is.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's what I'm asking. Are you guys going to eat together, or are you like? Because I was assuming you guys are all going to meet Shoji. Is that correct or no?
I figured so. Unless the captain has a different idea.
I kind of expect exactly what had happened with her to happen then. If you want to come, sure, she's interested in food now. She wanted the shiny object now.
Yeah, I want the shiny, but I forgot to eat today. So you said you were getting us food. I want food. So if you're wandering off, like, if there's food in front of me, I'll be fine. If you want to have a private conversation with someone else, like at a nearby table, I have no issue with that. I just want to make sure my food's paid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you just start kind of like wandering off, I'd follow you and be like, hey, what's up?
Oh, come along if you're coming. Don't wait behind.
I say absolutely nothing. I'm just following. Like, even if it looked like he was gonna drop us off somewhere. Nope.
Priorities, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not honestly like my character's probably hungry, but he's got more on his mind than food.
Dun, dun, dun.
I just have to figure out how to keep each one of you happy is the main trick.
Well, by the sounds of it right now is bring them wherever you're going and feed them. They're like kids.
Yep.
Hey, we're gonna eat. I'm hungry.
Are we there yet?
Hopefully we have a reason to go hunting something soon.
I'm bored.
That one.
Well, if you want to lose me, all you gotta do is get me drunk, and I'll wander off in the wrong direction no matter.
Yeah, you lose yourself.
Yeah, you've done really well 2 days in a row. Too bad I can't clap and talk on Discord at the same time. Damn it.
Alright, so you guys are all going to meet Shoji then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone comes.
Are we aware that the meeting's even happening? Or did you just tell us that this is like lunch?
Yeah, I would tell you that it's a meeting with Shoji. That's why
Okay.
I'm coming.
Surprise! We're meeting people!
I would have worn my dress robe.
So yeah, you get to the restaurant and he's already there. He's just chilling. There's maybe 2 other people with him. When you get there and you ask to be seated with him, he comes over and he offers his hand and is like, "I'm Shoji. It's nice to meet you."
I shake his hand and say, "I'm Macarius. It's a pleasure to meet you as well."
And he's one of those kind of people that he's got like this big smile on his face, and he seems pretty relaxed, just kind of like, just chill. And then he kind of points to the 2 with him, and he says their names and offers to have you guys join him at the table.
I curtsy and say, "I'm hungry."
He just kind of laughs and he's like, "Well, come down, come and sit and eat. And there's already food here. We've been here for a little bit, so we just ordered."
Start grabbing handfuls of food.
You definitely are hungry. And then he kind of like waves over the waitress and orders some more food and some drinks for everyone. And then he kind of leans on the table, leans forward, and is like, "So what did you want to talk about? I don't think I've ever met you before."
Well, I heard that you were looking to put out for some heavy muscle, that you needed some help. I was curious what you might need it for. Sorry, my throat's going dry.
Realistically, I just need a couple of guys to help me out on my ship. Mostly just for hauling stuff, really. I mean, loading and unloading ships. My ship, mostly. So nothing too special. Why, do you have some extra people you want to get rid of? And he's kind of looking at Dead, and he's like, I mean, he looks like he's pretty strong. If you don't have any use for him, I'd be glad to take him on my ship.
The moment he says something about you got anybody you're willing to get rid of, like, my face is covered and you might not be able to see my face, but you feel like this burning intensity fucking barreling down on you. You almost get this feeling as if you even mention, without having to talk to me and convince me otherwise, even the slightest chance that you might be willing to give me to this guy, I'm probably going for your throat.
I do not think anyone right now, right here, is on the block. But some people are very hungry.
Guilty.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta use the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I really don't need use of another full crew. I can't afford to pay that. I mean, I make money, but you know, it's nice to live the luxurious life. Can't spend it all.
You could talk to that dude. What's his name? The guy that was on the ship. Maybe we can find some people that he wants to get rid of and can go away on the ship. Win-win. Win-win-win.
Oh, for the most part, I just usually pick up people from in town here. Most of them are pretty excited. Kind of gives them something to look forward to. I've gotten some good people from here, so it's not too big.
What kind of stuff do you need help moving?
Mostly cargo, stuff I kill. Need it loaded onto the ship, unloaded when we get here. It's pretty heavy stuff. He's kind of like looking you up and down. Probably more than you could handle. And he kind of like winks at you.
You tell me I can't handle a little bit of meat? Come on now.
I like you. And then he just, like, he turns to Macarius and he's like, seems like you got a pretty good crew here. Yeah, sorry, I don't really need any help, really. I'm pretty good off. I just looking for a few extra hired help.
Thanks for the offer. If I find anyone, I'll send them your way.
Thanks, man. But anyway, yeah, let's dig in and, well, you look like you're already halfway done. The rest of you, yeah, feel free to eat. We'll, all the food's on us. It's nice meeting another rogue trader. And, yeah. If I ever have any use, I'll let you know if I ever need you.
And I'd try and find any other ports or whatnot that I could go to from here. Trade, whatnot. Mainly, I need to go back to Velite and find the contact with Katrina. Holy shit, that's been a while.
So are you asking him about any of that, or just thinking out loud?
Well, I'd first have to ask if he knew anything about Katina, and then who she worked for and what they were about, and then if they knew who I'd need to contact from that organization.
Yeah. He lets you know. He's like, yeah. I mean, I don't do a whole lot of trading with Valacia because the governor there is kind of a dick. But yeah, the main organization there is the Adventura Inc. And there's actually a couple of rogue traders that work out of there. I don't really know who runs it, but they pretty much just have like jobs that they kind of figure out from other places, and a lot of it's just trade routes and stuff like that, between a couple of different systems, but they pay, and usually it's a pretty good gig. None of the people I've talked to have had any issues. No one's really met the person who is in charge of the organization, but they all meet with someone, so I think you just have to talk to someone in the port and let them know you're interested. And yeah, Katina's she's a good gal.
Someone contacts you, understood. And we can use that port again, so that is an option. Sweet.
But yeah, as to other ports, there's a couple of other cities on the planet, but otherwise, like, it's mostly just this planet in the system that has, like, people living on it. He mentions that there's a couple of other planets that have, like, other wildlife, but for the most part, it's just this is the planet that's got the life, and he just does some trading between the ports and goes off-world to get resources to bring back.
The rest is just pure wildlife. No settlement, nothing safe. Got it.
But yeah, he says for the most part, most of the jobs like that the Adventura Inc. gives out is mostly like just transporting between these different cities, and then sometimes it's more dangerous, like Katina's misfortune with the Chaos Reavers, but for the most part, it's trade. Every once in a while, it's bringing a noble person somewhere off-world, or just random things like that.
Okay. Well. Shit. I guess that kind of narrows down the list of what I'd have to do. Does anyone have anything else they want to do today?
I should probably go pick up my shiny thing.
Yeah, that would be a good thing on your behalf.
Pretty sure we have to go to a different city, though, don't we?
What shiny thing?
The shiny thing I was promised is the finder's fee for getting dead off-world.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Caliban doesn't know what your guys' actual like deal with Xeris was.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go in with you, and I'll tell them by royal decree.
Yeah, so all I know is that Macarius has told us that it's fixed, so I assume that I can just walk into the shop and say, give me the thing, and then whatever happens, happens.
And yes, you'd have to be in Valacia for that, because technically that's where... Though, I mean, realistically, you could do it anywhere, and it just depends on whether or not they believe you or not.
Yep.
And, yeah, realistically, you are a rogue trader, Macarius, so you could do pretty much whatever the fuck you want. It's just, you never know how people are going to react to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna convince them that, yeah, by the royal decree, he's owed this item.
So does that mean you're loading everyone back up onto your ship to head over to Valacia? Or are you picking a random shop here and doing that?
Random shop here now.
Okay. What kind of shop are you guys going into?
Shiny.
The shiniest shop in town.
I would like a pretty helmet to protect my pretty eye.
Well, considering there's not an armorer in town, good luck with that.
Macarius, I picked out that one specific shop that had the one thing I was looking for back on Volantis. We need to go back there.
Are women always such pains in the side?
I put my hand on my hand cannon that I got. You don't want to see what happens when this thing goes boom.
She's right. They can be worse. We will.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm seeing if anyone else is doing anything the rest of the day. If not, then I guess we'll do that silly.
I'm doing what I'm told.
Holt's just kind of quietly following along. It seems like he's being pretty introspective today.
I wonder how insane I must look from Holt's perspective.
Everything looks a little insane from his perspective.
That's pretty fair. So it sounds like everyone's pretty much just like following the leader. So I guess what do you want to do, Macarius?
Go to get to take him to Velate to see his special shop, and I'll stop by and try and get in contact with the adventurer. Whatchamacallit? Notes tab.
Okay.
Adventurer Inc.
So you guys get back on your shuttle and you make your way to Valacia. It's not terribly far. It takes you a couple hours to get there. Let's see here, I'll move us over to that map. So you land at the port. Dead, how are you feeling about coming here?
Uncomfortable in a sense of the fact, but been told that everything's okay. But there's a very real chance, knowing that if I see the mayor, whatever the political figure was heading this town, and probably the slightest cue. What?
How do you know about that?
I don't know about what.
Ah, shit. No, you would. Never mind.
Because I was in the wagon and guns a-blazing and all Hail
Yeah.
Mary Lee. So if he slightly indicates any hostility towards me, then I'm probably just going to settle my score. Other than that, I won't like going there, but I'll go.
Okay. Well, when you guys land, it's late afternoon, early evening. Because it takes a little bit of time to get there. But you land at the port. And it's as bustling as it was before. Lots of people everywhere. And as soon as you step outside the ship, you get that nice waft of shit and flour smell. And yeah, there's people everywhere, there's noise everywhere, and instantly your clothes seem to kind of stick to you. You don't see anyone at first glance like giving you any kind of looks or anything like that. However, I would like everyone to roll perception. All right. Yeah. So Dead is the only one that's like seriously like looking and seeing if anyone's watching or anything. And he does notice there's one person kind of standing near a door, but he's watching your group steadily, like just standing there staring at you guys. Do you let anyone else know?
Yep, by walking up to this guy and then trying to intimidate the ever-loving fuck out of him to what his problem is.
Okay.
That's pretty successful.
Yeah. He, like, holds his hands up immediately and is like, I don't have any problem with you, dude. I just was told to keep an eye out for any new people. Take me to your captain?
I just drag, basically kind of grab him neck, shoulder, and then literally clench and start dragging him. Hopefully he can walk fast enough or he's going to get drugged.
His feet are, like, trying to, like, keep up. It almost looks like in cartoons, you know, when their legs are going really fast. He's, like, trying to, like, keep up, but for the most part, yeah, his legs are just kind of dragging. He's stumbling all over the place, like, to the point where he almost, like, completely loses his legs beneath him, and for a while there, he's literally just being dragged.
So, Macarius, I'm about halfway back to the distance between where the gentleman was and to you, and you just hear the bellowing of Captain! Captain! And that's about it. And you just see my lumbering body dragging somebody towards you.
There's a few people that like stop what they're doing and stare. There's a lot more people who pretend like nothing is happening and quickly hurry on their way.
Smart.
And if he doesn't reply to me, I'm continually getting closer and still yelling, Captain, until I get a response.
Oh, sorry. I had to be so bad it wasn't even funny. I saw you gave a massive intimidate check, and I had to go bio right then.
So he drove the guy that was keep watching us over to you because he said he wanted to speak to you.
Shit. Yes, Dad. What do you say? What is it?
He was told to look for us, and now he wants to speak to you.
I didn't say you specifically, just anyone new. And he kind of like tries
Okay.
to like shake free from your grasp now that he's got his
Nope.
feet beneath him. You want to give me
Oh.
a strength test? Yeah. Okay. After like a few seconds of like struggling, trying to like get free, and like he realizes there's no point, and he just kind of like holds his hands up again, and he's just like, I was just told to keep a lookout for anyone new, and if they were to stop by, to just to speak with them. Can you have him let me go?
Dad, I think I know what's going on. You can let go.
Okay.
Does he actually let go?
Yep, let's go.
Okay.
But I'm still standing and hovering like a motherfucker.
The guy kind of like just readjusts his clothes so like they're not bunched up where he was being held, and he keeps like glancing at Dead, just like worried like tiny dude's gonna fuck him up soon. And he's just like, I was just told to keep an eye out for anyone new, especially anyone that looks like they may have their own ship, be a rogue trader. I'm always looking for new talent. I'm with the Adventure Inc.
That's what I thought. You've probably had a rough greeting or two before.
This is not the first time, no. Yeah, I wish there was an easy way of doing this, but I was just looking. Jesus Christ, people are rude. Anyway, if you would like to talk, I would like you to come with me. If not, that's fine. I will leave you alone.
I'll come with you. Y'all can go take Aquila to her shop. I'm sure she's quite excited.
You look around and you don't
Aquila's
see
gone.
her.
She's long gone. Yeah, that makes sense.
And Shane, Holt believes this guy.
Alright, this guy seems trustworthy. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't want the captain to go alone, but yeah, he seems like a nice enough.
I mean, he's kind of like a scrawny dude. Like, you think that if they were to get in a fist fight, Makarios would probably beat the shit out of him.
As long as he's not leading him into a trap.
Well, I mean, yeah. And that's saying something, because, I mean, Makarios is not exactly a super buff dude, especially compared to Dead.
I'd probably pat Holt on the shoulder and be like, don't worry. Too weak.
Wait, what'd you say?
Don't worry. Too weak. And point to the guy I drug over here.
Well, weaker than you.
It's actually a secret message. 2 weeks until the Chaos Invasion.
Oh yeah, it's all conspiracy.
Somebody's been watching their Ancient Aliens.
Aliens.
Alex Jones says it's happening.
You think that actually this guy is probably weaker than Aquila. And that's saying something.
Oh, hell yeah, it is.
Doesn't take much strength to pull a trigger.
Well, I mean, that's true. But, like...
Well said.
My real strength is in my thighs.
Thunder thighs. But, yeah. So, he wants you to go back with him. He kind of points to a door. The door, actually, that he had been standing by previously. And Aquila, are you like legit skipping?
Legit skipping. I'm happy. I'm getting my shine. But that's the thing. Like, so as often as I'm like trying to disguise myself, the skipping like exacerbates my appearance.
Oh, I'm sure it's gotta look weird for sure. Granted, the dress might hide part of why it would look weird, but yeah, you skipping is definitely drawing some attention. People are kind of like, what the fuck?
Because normally I'm hunched over, so I look to be only like 6 foot tall. So when I'm skipping, I'm like 10 foot tall.
Yeah, you're definitely able to see above like everyone in the crowd, and they all pretty much just like kind of part for you, so you're having no issues getting through and going where you're going. You get to the store, and you do see plenty of nice objects there, and there's a lady there who comes up to you, and she's a little put off by your appearance, but she's trying her best to like hide that fact and be good customer service and be like, oh, what can I get for you? Is there anything you're interested in finding? Or
Yeah, so I was here not long ago, and you guys had like this. It was a xenomesh headpiece, and it was so cool, and I want that.
Let me go and look in the back. I know we were kind of had some stuff we were like fixing up and making a little bit better. So let me go back there really quick. And she kind of just like pats your hand and kind of then looks awkward for a second and then just turns around and walks to the back room.
So in my like waistband, underneath my dress, I have all of the decorative pillows that I've stashed from the requisition officers on board the ship that I plan on trying to trade for additional goods.
Okay.
It's going to go over super well, I know.
She comes back like a moment later, and she's got this mesh cowl, and it's not, it looks prettier than like a normal one because it's got like some different like colors in it. And she's like, is this what you were looking for? And she kind of hands it to you to examine.
Yep, and I look it over, and we'll see what I think of it. And I probably won't notice because I'm sure my skills are... So this would be... evaluate. Looks perfectly fine to me. Yep. Okay, I'll take this one. And then I have these pillows. How about some? Do you guys have some ammo for like a hand cannon? Something exotic, perhaps.
We don't really carry like. I mean, let me look at these pillows quick first. She kind of takes them and looks and. They're not too bad. And she's kind of like looking at the seams and. The color's a little weird, but.
I know, right? That's like my favorite part about these.
She's like, well, we don't really have any armor or any like ammo here. And you can tell it's mostly cloth goods, so it's like some like the mesh armor and then like some like cloaks and like backpacks and like actually like clothing, some like nicer clothing, and she's pretty much like a tailor.
Yeah, I'll take some, like a nice cloak, I think would be good for the pillow. Do you have anything in black?
Yeah, and she just like goes around to this mannequin thing and she pulls out one off and it's just like a black cloak. It's not anything special, it's just it's nice. It's nice material.
All right. Well, a pleasure doing business with you. And just walk out.
What?
Thank you.
Like, she just stands there, like, flabbergasted. She's like, what just happened? And, like, she's so confused. She doesn't understand that you... Like, it's taking a minute to, like, process that you just walked out of the store without paying for the helmet. Like, the cloak and the pillows, she was like, yeah, even trade. That's fine. Like, these pillows are really nice. In fact, she thinks she got the better deal out of that. But then it takes her a minute to realize that, yeah, you never paid for the helmet at all. You just walked out of the store with it. And by the time she like makes that realization, you're long gone by then. She's like, shit, not again. She like sighs and she's like, fuck, what am I gonna do? So yeah, you have a mesh cowl now. Gives your head AP of 3.
Macarius and I are now square.
I mean, realistically, you could pretend like you never got what you wanted to Macarius. He'd never know the difference.
No, I went in there expecting that to be all smoothed out because that was what Macarius told me. Like, everything's fine. And so the fact that she didn't know, I'm not quick enough to pick up on, so we're just going with it.
Okay.
There very well could be an APB out on me, but I don't need to know that.
I mean, not yet, but very potentially, yeah. So, while that's happening, and while Macarius is going to be in a meeting,
so
Holt and Dead, what are you guys doing?
What is the quality on that head?
It's just a common. It's just normal quality.
So I got screwed a little bit, but we'll call it good.
Well, your evaluate was...
Oh, I know.
You thought it was fine. But yes, it's just straight out of the book quality, so...
But yeah, I mean, since Cars clearly didn't need me, probably see if I can't chase down Aquila. I feel a little nervous about her being alone in a big city, or any city.
So you have a little bit harder time getting through the crowds. They're not like not wanting to be touched by you because you're like weird.
Hey.
And so they're kind of like, they treat you like they treat everyone else there. They kind of, you get jostled here and there. But I don't know. You're almost to the store when you see Aquila like walking out of the store. And she looks happy.
Well, I've seen you're well. You got what you came for, I trust?
Scott.
Just too into the new item. Just gonna ignore.
He needs his personal time with it. Just give him a sec.
Yeah, just having a moment. I get it.
It's probably his company.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I guess we'll come back to that once he's back. Dad, what are you doing? Are you just following behind Holtz, or?
Well, I was told I was brought here. Captain's going along, therefore I follow the other individual. It's the main reason is I'm not one of the lost puppy types, but understanding that me going off on my own is going to result in absolutely everything bad.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I mean, you haven't had very many pleasant experiences here, let alone alone here, so that makes sense. And realistically, no one really like, while you're wearing like hood and like a cloak, like just you're covered up or whatever. And since you're following behind Holt's kind of clearing a path for you, so no one's really like bumping into you or anything. You're pretty much fine. Like you're below everyone's like sight level, so no one really notices you're there, but you don't really get hit because you're just following behind Holt. One second.
I probably get like this kind of small chuckle. I don't know whether he'd hear it or not, but the realization that he's parting the sea of people for me, I'm just had one of those quick snippets in my mind that he's escorting me around town.
Honestly, it's like I probably didn't even look behind me. Like I wouldn't have even known you were there until until I stopped. Or I don't know. Do you make a lot of noise, or are you kind of just like quiet when you move around?
Well, I make a point of not making excess noise, so I'd probably say that I probably move as quietly as I'm capable.
But do you like breathe loud normally or anything like that? Make kind of weird sounds.
Not unless intentional, usually.
Okay.
God.
Alright, I guess we'll go to Macarius's meeting and then we'll come back to Holt and Dead. So Macarius.
Yes.
This little guy, scrawny dude, he leads you to this door and ushers you in. And he's like, just right through here. And he closes the door behind you guys. And inside is a hallway. And there's a couple of doors leading off to the sides. He walks down a little bit of a ways and he knocks on the left door and you just hear and enter from inside. And He opens the door, and he kind of like ushers you in, like points you in. Basically being like, go in first.
And I go in.
Okay. He closes the door. He doesn't join you inside, but he closes the door behind you, and inside is a desk and some windows that lead out to the city. They're kind of higher up a little bit, so people can't really see in very well, but it lets in like some light, and if you were tall enough, like probably Aquila's height, you could see out of them and actually see the city, but it lets in some light. And sitting at the desk is a man wearing, like, I don't know, some old, like, Imperial Navy uniform, and he offers a handout. He stands up and offers a handout to you, and he's just like, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am with the Adventure Inc.
I walk forward and extend my hand and shake his hand. Good to meet you, sir.
He's like, my name is Tybalt, and you're kind of like fishing for a name.
Macarius.
All right. And he like sits down and he starts writing. He's like, and what is the name of your ship?
The Anathaema Ascendent.
Okay. He looks you up and down. He's like, so, you haven't really been here, so we at the Adventurer Inc. offer pay for services. People come to us with things that they want done. Trade, having so-and-so brought to whatever fuck planet over there, or, bring meat to this planet, or bring people from this planet to somewhere else. Like, we deal in all sorts of things, pretty much whatever people want. We're the ones that find the rogue trader that's right for the job, and we'll send you off where you need to go. Any questions?
Makes sense to me.
Now, is there any particular kind of jobs you're looking for? Are you looking to join up with us, or are you just stopping by for a short visit?
So how would one go about doing what I wrote my warrant of trade as in combat?
I mean, I guess it just depends on how you want to go about, realistically, what you could do is you could potentially, just take whatever jobs you can get to get more prestige in the area, or you could, and then eventually do whatever you want with that. You make allies by joining this group. You could potentially other rogue traders.
Our ship is specially equipped in acquisitions. We can get out of areas very succinctly in ways most people can't.
That's very interesting. So are you looking to make this like a I mean, your place of operations, or are you playing long term, short term? He's just trying to kind of get an idea of whether or not, like, how much he should invest
So
time
right
and
now,
effort
this
into.
is the closest thing to a safe port of call we found this side of the what they call the entrance to this place, the expanse. I know that's what this is, but the entrance to this place.
Um,
The unbeholden reaches.
yeah, there we go. Fuck, my mind went blank. Yeah, there's not too much over in these ways. Some here and there. If you do join up with us, we do have some maps of other areas. We do have access to some other information here and there. We do believe in sharing of knowledge, so any information you come by, you also give to us that we can give to others. We try to make things pretty fair for everyone, and yeah.
Well, I do have one person that would love to get her hands on your maps, though it may take some effort to get your hands on hers. I expect it to be a challenge at least.
Oh, well, that's not how things work here. It's an equal exchange of knowledge. If you want knowledge from us, you have to give us knowledge. It's how that works. There's no holding back.
Just stick to your word. She'll relent eventually if she wants it.
Are you not the captain? He looks really confused.
There's some things it's not worth fighting over, and the Navis Primer of most people is not worth trying to control of a person. That's tantamount to heresy to them. I'll let him have it. Or her. Sorry, her.
Okay. He just writes some more stuff down on his notebook.
Healthcare? Sure, you're not dead yet. Life insurance? And who do you pay it to?
I would imagine the Emperor.
I love the name of the drink. It's beautiful that you mention it to Holt.
The guy looks at you and he's just like, okay, so this is how this will work. If you decide that you would like to work with us, kind of leans forward a little bit and back, I can write up a contract, and I will have you sign the contract, and then we will let you know when we have, or we'll talk more about what sort of things you'd like to do. And with that in mind, we will send jobs your way.
Yeah. We'll go with that route. Okay. You can be D. I mean, DD.
Well, think about it. Do you really want somebody as bulky and brutish as me getting drunk?
That sounds fun.
Just depends on what kind of booze we get you drunk on.
Gonna start Fight Club on the planet too.
Yeah, no tequila.
So, yeah, Tybalt gets up and he's like, I'll go over the terms with you when we get the contract drawn up. And then if you have any questions, you can stop back here and we'll have you sign and should be good to go then.
Sounds fair to me. And who would I talk to about future acquisitions, like things to look forward to down the road?
Are you asking him?
Yes. I know I'm not going to ask for a graviton something another, because I know I saw something about that somewhere right now, because you just met me and I really wouldn't trust you if you handed me one either, because I just met you.
Well, we don't really deal with acquisitions here. We just deal with handing out jobs. Anything you want, you gotta find on your own.
Fair enough.
Plenty of places around town and on the planet.
I've been a place or two already. Thank you.
Right, he offers you his handshake and then he kind of points you to the door.
And I head out. I guess leave a card or whatnot to contact each other as needed.
He pretty much is like, we'll get a hold of you. And this scrawny guy from before, he escorts you back out the area once you leave the room.
And does I see anyone nearby at all?
Like
Probably
in the hallway?
not. Or back out in the street where we parted. I highly doubt it, but...
Like any of your crew members? No. From the sounds of it. Like other people in general? Yeah, there's tons of people all around.
Alright, what do I roll to see if I remember or not?
Remember
Where,
what?
Aquila was heading.
Probably would be intellect for just memory based.
You could try and reach us on the microbeat too.
Oh. Apparently Shane is smarter than I. Reach out on microbeat to see if I can get Aquila or Holt. Sorry, you two hang out together.
Okay. So we're gonna rewind a little bit. So while you're in that meeting, Holt and Dead were walking to meet Aquila, and they see her right as she got out of the shop. So you wanted to go to the bar?
Yep.
I mean, I don't really have any other business on the town. I'm just kind of looking to distract my mind a little bit now.
Okay. So you guys are all there. The bartender, did you guys actually stop and have drinks here?
That was our plan, yeah. So, I mean, if you'd let what we were talking about be canon, I'd go with it.
I guess the line of dialogue would depend on whether or not I can convince the bartender to add our drinks to the tab of the Rogue Trader McCary.
Yeah, he'd do that for you. And he'll just build a ship.
Awesome. So I tell Holt about this great drink that they have that's called the Fireball, and he has to try.
Better be real fire. That's all I'm saying.
Point to the bartender. Two fireballs, right here.
The barkeep, he pours them out, puts them in front of you, and just waits to watch you actually drink it because he knows the reaction will be good.
Oh, is that going to require a Ooh. Yep.
Oh my god. I think that's my worst.
Oh, shit.
As soon as you take that drink, you instantly feel like the floor is moving.
I grab him by the shoulder and I'm like, do you feel the God Emperor's purification flowing through you?
What do I feel?
You also feel like you could breathe fire right about now.
I'd try.
Instead, you just burp a little bit, but it like burns as you do burp. So you actually think that you might have actually saw a little bit of like smoke come out. So you think it's possible you could potentially do that.
Maybe I just need to use more.
I yelled at the bartender, set us up another round.
His eyes kind of go wide and he's like, okay. And he
What is
looks
it?
at Dead and he's like, do you want one?
Oh, you're here.
No.
When did you get a brother?
What are you talking about?
The two. Wait, I think there's three of them.
3D, 3D.
Oh, the three come. Now I get.
I just kind of, that odd word, you know, like when animals kind of stare at you, like, what the fuck's wrong with you? They kind of tilt their head. That's kind of what you're getting right now.
Yep, have the bartender set up another round.
He does it. He gives you each another one.
Well, I feel. You gotta cheer.
Y'all have to do the cruise.
The God Emperor.
For the glory of the God Emperor.
All the glory. Cheers. I didn't fail quite as bad this time.
Oh my goodness. Still, it's terrible. Yeah, you guys are already, like, gone. Like, that took no time at all for you guys to get just fucked up.
Yeah, but now comes the fun part, because I'm going to peer pressure the bartender into having one of these delicious drinks.
Are they tasty?
We have no idea. We will never know.
We won't ever remember. But before I black out, did I enjoy it?
How much did you really want to be able to breathe fire?
Pretty badly, honestly.
Would you have made that very well known?
I mean, I probably would now. Never had before.
Do you remember that sensation of seeing the squirrels have the chaos leave their body? That was what you tasted.
It's a beautiful thing.
So I'm finding this thing completely humorous. So I sneak up next to Akila and realize that she's still too tall, so I have to get up on a fucking bar stool to gain the extra 2 to 3 feet. And tap on the shoulder, and then kind of like motion down for lower the head so I could tell her something.
40 seconds pass, and then I go, what? Yeah.
Holt wants to breathe fire. Use his thing next to his mouth when he goes to burp, and you'll think he breathed fire.
But that's a fucking brilliant idea.
Oh, jeez. How quiet are you when you say this?
I'm bent over and Holt's sitting next to me, so I'm like right in his ear as I'm saying that's fucking brilliant.
I, on the other hand, am being quiet about it.
Well, it's fine because the bartender is on the other side of the bar, like far side from you guys, helping some other people, so he doesn't hear this conversation at all.
I'm still like in between talking to Dad. I'm still trying to convince this bartender to do a shot with them.
I inform you that the bartender is no longer there.
He's a sneaky motherfucker. That guy's good.
Yeah, he literally, while you were trying to do that, he said no. He had poured you your drink, and then he left to help other people, and you just kept talking to him, but he wasn't there.
And that's exactly what happened. I had like a 4-minute conversation with a bottle that was left on the counter in front.
Yep.
Wait, was there a bottle left in front of us?
It's an empty one, but yes.
Okay, I grab the empty bottle and I pour Holt a drink, and I'm like, do it.
You poured me an empty drink?
Yep.
You don't know.
Alright, at this point, ah!
You give him an awareness at like minus 30 or 40.
I'll at least be like, wait, that didn't taste the same.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm going to use a fate point to add a degree of success to that to sneak in and grab his flamer and shoot it off.
Oh, you better be good about that. That's going to piss me off.
Well,
Not if you don't notice it.
Yeah.
Holt, you breathed fire as you took that shot.
Yeah. See? They haven't seen that?
Oh, jeez. As soon as the flamer goes off, like, there's a lot of, like, there's several people that are like, whoa! Like, one guy next, that's, like, not too far from you, he's like, oh my god, I want what he's having. And the bartender looks over and is like, what in the fuck are you doing?
The fireball!
And he pulls a shotgun out from underneath his counter and he's like, you need to leave now. As there's like a few like the shelf behind the counter is kind of burning a little bit.
I don't know. I'd take that too kindly. Honestly, I don't know how I'd react when I'm blackout.
So I will say, okay, but we're taking this bottle with us. I grabbed the empty bottle and I stumbled towards the door.
Follow the bottle.
So I have a question, just because I think this is going to be funny. By pervading the area, how drunk do I think most of the people other than, say, the bartender are?
Most of them are pretty drunk. There's maybe a couple of people that are maybe just started drinking. But otherwise, yeah, everyone's been there for a while, kind of drunk.
So I'm gonna grab like one of their empty glasses real quick and then take a swig, and then I'm gonna kind of take off my my chest guard, and then gonna spread my wings and kind of slowly hover out the door, and I'm gonna make sure to tell everybody. Apparently, the drink gives you wings.
The guy that wanted the drink that Holt had because he breathed fire, he's like, I really want that drink. I want wings. And there's a couple of the people that are like, whoa.
I just gave him Red Bull.
And
By the glory of the fucking God Emperor, bitches.
yeah, so he definitely got some business from that. That's for sure. Pretty much everyone in there was gonna order that. He had to go put out the flames, but like as you left, you could see like him like trying to like pat down the flames, hoping that his bar is still in good condition, isn't gonna fall down or anything. Or
This
no
is
one
my
lives in
favorite
there.
bar, just ever.
He just kind of sighs and he's like, and then he just starts handing out drinks and cheer your old self and making a killing.
I figure since we burned down part of the bar, making him a bunch of extra money was the least we could do.
It definitely helped him change his mind about you because you guys got him a lot more business than he thought he was gonna have.
We're gonna have to just make trips back to this city just because.
He'll have mixed reactions when he sees you. Shit, I'm gonna probably have to pay, but I'll get business. Pros, cons.
Captain orders you to take us to one part of the quadrant. You want alcohol? We go to the other.
Oh yeah, no, the warp storm just kind of threw us off course, Captain.
You are
But since we're
navigating.
here,
Might as well stop for a drink.
I would not be surprised in the least with this crew.
So I think that kind of catches us up to you guys are at the same time now. So Makari's just got out of his meeting. You guys just left that bar.
we get out the door. I try to hurry back into putting on my. Once I'm out of visibility of everybody in the bar, I try to put my jacket back or my chest armor back on to kind of cover up wings and such because I know that's not a good idea for out here.
And I would try and use the microbead to see if I could contact anyone using it before switching to the Voxcaster.
You just hear a woo girl.
Woo!
I'm going to use it to track them down so I can track them back to the ship.
Captain, they're drunk again.
You're right. You'd be better at dragging them back to the ship than me. They wouldn't go far if I try. Holt, will you help Aquila come back to the ship? She sleeps better on the floor of her own room rather than strange planets.
That's a hypothesis that you need to test, sir.
Well, I would be more than happy to test it for you. Don't worry, I won't enter. I'll just open the door and you can place yourself as you see fit.
You won't enter, just the tip.
You're horrible, but we shall see.
What kind of captain are you? Do you take advantage of your navigator while she's passed out on the floor?
That's when you're a fool not to take advantage of every chance you get. But no, you don't. They're much cheaper, smaller, pettier laughs that are almost as fun.
So Holt, are you? Do you follow what Macarius asks you to do to help drag Aquila back to the ship, or are you drunk enough that you're like, I don't want to go back to the ship?
I don't know how drunk am I. Honestly, I failed.
You're
both of
pretty
my trials.
drunk.
So
You're worse than her.
I mean, I think it'd be kind of a toss-up.
I got a bottle of Amasec in my room. Let's go to my room.
She does.
Sounds like a good plan to hold then.
Actually, on second thought, I don't put my jacket back on. I grab them both by the back. I guess I'm gonna have to do a strength test to see if I can hold on to both of them. And they're about to go for a ride.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, we're gonna fly through town.
Oh, jeez.
Hold on.
If he succeeds both of these, I'm going to get each of them a recaf to drink on their way back.
I mean, 2.9 degrees of success. I would say it's enough to carry them, but
Are there any restrictions to your flying? Or no? Just...
doesn't say anything.
Okay.
It basically my move speed is equal to 2 times my agility bonus, and my agility bonus is a 5.
Okay, yeah. No, that's... You've got the strength.
I'm tall, but I'm pretty lean.
Yeah. And realistically, I mean, you've got like a 70 strength or something like that. So.
74 strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty mad strong. I'm not by any means a weak guy. I'm actually pretty built myself.
Yeah.
You're a monster.
Yeah, you're actually pretty strong too, but yeah, he is definitely the strongest probably man that you've ever met, honestly.
All right, so
And like creature.
Yeah. I say man
Dead.
mostly.
Dead and Hold. Give me a perception check or awareness. Either one.
He's sneaking more drinks.
All right, that makes sense. Dead. You hear Aquila saying, "I can show you the world. Wondrous." What, I don't remember the Aladdin song.
Yep. Nope. I knew what you were singing.
Yep. And just off a little bit.
And your little bit to you is a whole hell of a lot to me.
Yeah, you feel like your ears are kind of burning.
Oh
a little
yeah,
bit.
it's off pitch as fuck. You probably are just like.
I start clapping faster.
So are you like flying above the crowds then?
Yeah, just over the top of the houses.
I'm sure this is quite the sight.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of ruckus going on down on the street. Like people are pointing up and like you can hear some yells. It's the beast.
All right. I got 2 checks I need to make.
Preface, if you try to squirm out and get out of my grip, I'm letting
Nope.
you fall.
Anything flying around like this after drinking, I'm probably gonna throw up on something.
That's a good check.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Now.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck yeah! I puke right on this like group of like women that are coming out of a shop that they have bags full of stuff and just right on top of them.
Yeah, do you want to roll a toughness test too, Holt?
Yes, I do.
Great, I'm carrying a puking fanoodle.
I'm pretty tough.
Oh, you
Oh shit!
were able to hold
you
it
are
in.
tough as hell.
Like, you thought for a second you maybe felt a little bit queasy, but as second later and you're like, nah, I feel fine. Still drunk as hell, but you don't feel like puking.
Aquila got enough out for the two of them.
Yeah.
It's that cold, brisk air helping you out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Him picking up speed kind of helped alleviate that nauseous feeling you were having.
It's actually kind of nice out here. You should do this more often.
Before too long, you guys are getting close to the port. Are you just planning on bringing them right inside of the ship?
I plan on just basically, getting right outside the entrance to the ship. I figure they can walk the rest of the way into the ship.
Okay. Yep, you land. You can hear some hollering behind you. And you think it's probably a good idea to to get inside as fast as possible.
Oh yeah, actually gonna run inside past them, trying to get my suit jacket back on, or at least the cloak cover up a little. I realized what I did was stupid, but he's like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. He's still in one of those good mood moments from the whole Fight Club thing that, you know, I feel like spreading a little bit of happiness, even to these two weirdos.
Oh.
Well, given that you're the most sober of us and the pilot, I think you get to name the bar that we will go to every session from now on.
No, jeez. I mean, it does need a name. It doesn't have one.
I mean, is the Fireball like their signature drink then?
Well, it is now.
At least for us.
Seventh Heaven.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And if you don't know what that's from, you're no friends of mine.
Oh.
Well, come on, everybody here has played Final Fantasy VII, correct?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm no friend of his.
Tifa's bar.
Oh. Okay.
I don't really remember it.
That's because she got penetrated very deeply.
Jeez.
Wow. Okay, moving on.
Oh no, that wasn't Tifa. That was Ares.
Oh, okay.
Macarius, are you on the ship or are you just in the port?
I would be, well, as they're flying off, I would be kind of heading back, kind of shaking my head and just hoping no one shoots him.
Well, the thing is you did that over the comms. You weren't near us per se. So the question is did you see us? Why?
Well, I'm probably didn't see you until you were flying over buildings. And then either miracles happen 2 times in one place, or you're flying.
Okay.
Which I don't know. Miracle.
So I have a great drunken moment here that's going to play out. All right. I do a horrible job of flying dead. But it's only in my head that I'm controlling him. So it's fine.
Oh, jeez. So in your head, you're the one that's controlling Dead as he's flying?
Yeah, but my perception check, which I'm not going to roll because it's going to be another 100, I am confident that I did an excellent job.
Okay.
Considering you made it to the ship.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, well, when you land, you just see Dead just kind of like let you guys go and then book it. And he's running pretty fast. Are you guys just gonna stumble after him, or are you guys just in La La Land, or?
Kind of full.
God damn, I run at 30 meters.
Like I said, you run really fast. Like, 1 minute that he's there, and the next second he's gone. Like, you don't even see him pretty much leave. You blink your eyes, and he's gone.
I'm not going to try and chase that.
I look at Holt, and I go, on your mark, get set, and then I start going, and I yell. I don't do a great job of going, but I do a decent job.
You're, like, stumbling all over the place. A little bit to the
Hold on.
left, a little bit to the right. You bump into a few people.
I'm just watching and laughing. I'm not running at all.
I just imagine you just like walking normal.
But putting so much effort into it on the inside.
Yeah, you don't want to disgrace yourself with like running into people. And then shortly after, Macarius comes into the building, and you guys eventually all make it to the spacecraft. Macarius, since you were like they made it back a little bit before you did, you can hear that there was like some like guards getting together, like trying to figure out what the fuck was going on, because people were very confused and yelling, and there wasn't any shots fired or anything, but you saw dead landing or flying over the building, so you kind of have an idea that's maybe why they're freaking out. And you could hear them yelling like, "Oh no, it's the beast, he's back, he's coming to take everyone." Just like the most random bullshit. Like obviously you know it's not true.
The fucking did look like I kidnapped 2 people.
I mean it did.
It really did.
So I mean people are like freaking out, and
So, do I show them that you're tame or that you're my tame person friend?
Nope. You tell him you got rid of 1, you go back to the mayor dude and be like, "Do you want me to get rid of this one for a price too?"
Yeah, I kind of have thought about telling you all about where to get him, but I don't think that would be fair to him. I don't know. I got what I wanted. There's no reason he needs to stay alive.
but either way, like you can see that there's like a bunch of guards like all kind of grouped up together, and they're talking to people trying to figure out which way he went.
Oh, I would tell them that my men had to evacuate some of the other crew member he was with. They were...
You're gonna admit that he's yours?
Yes, he's mine.
They don't... The guards are, like, confused. They're like, he just kidnapped 2 people. Everyone saw it.
No, he took 2 people back to my ship. Would you like to meet him?
Why don't you roll a fellowship?
Charm. Or a fellowship? Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn a point. Or use. There we go.
You're able to convince the guy that you're talking to that it's all a misunderstanding and that it's nothing to fear, and he believes you. And you're doing a pretty good job of like convincing them all that it's fine and that there's no need to panic and that they should just calm everyone down. And you have something that allows you to like have like your fellowship like work on multiple people, right? It's like air of authority or something.
So
that's
that's
command.
14. Successful command test.
Oh,
Okay.
allies.
Command
Okay.
test.
Yeah. Um. So, and your fellowship is 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 8 plus 6. So you've got a small crowd around you that if you want to roll a command test, you can pretty much be like, go back to what you were doing. There's like nothing
You
to
should
see
go.
here, you know.
Yeah, I would basically send them back to working, make sure that nothing special really happened to this day. Just crewmen returning to their ship safe and sound. A normal day in the Empire.
But I do need a command test.
You get followed up with like by the power invested in me by the Planetary Governor, so and so.
Yep, they completely, they follow your lead. They're like, okay, you know, you've calmed them down. And so everyone there is pretty much just going back to what they were doing, and they're not worried about it anymore.
That's good. At least the dock area is fine, and it'll just be a rumor that hopefully no one got too good of a look at over the city itself.
Don't worry, we didn't puke on anybody or anything like that. That'd be crazy.
No one would leave DNA evidence all over the town. No one's that crazy.
At least they didn't pee.
Well, we're on that subject.
I was thinking more of shitting, because like a bird pooping on someone from flying above.
Well, we'd definitely be leaving our stain upon the town then.
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
They may not remember me, but they'll always remember my crew.
Yep.
At least your second crew.
What first crew?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Actually, that's a good point. When he comes back in, after you found all this stuff, you were super intoxicated. Would you confront him?
I honestly thought about it. I probably would. I was gonna like hold off and start my investigation and start looking into people, but at this point, I'd probably just go for it.
It would depend on how the carouse roll goes in the room, because you might pass out in my room.
That is true.
Oh, are you waiting on me to roll?
Yep. I made my carouse roll, surprisingly enough. So since you're already intoxicated, it's a -10.
Oh, okay. So I'll make that even worse then.
Yeah, you passed the fuck out.
But I'm just kind of mumbling. I gotta talk to you, Jeff. This
Yeah?
place can't go. No heretics on this ship. Gotta burn you.
And then I also need a 1d10 minus your toughness bonus. From both of you.
Okay, toughness bonus is 4. -3.
Okay.
Good luck with your heresy.
Trying to figure out how the heck that's supposed to. I guess then you don't really like pass.
Bites
out
it off.
Yeah, because realistically, the toughness bonus, it's supposed to be like, should you pass out, you remain passed out for the number of hours equal to 1d10 minus your toughness bonus. A minimum 1 hour. So 1 hour, you just pass out for 1 hour.
I wake up in the past. Damn,
And the
good
quill is
shit.
out for 3. So that's not too bad.
It's probably enough to feel like shit when I get up.
Well, the good news for me is at this point, I should be able to spend XP on carouse as a tick.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll benefit me at all, but it seems fitting for the character.
Yeah, she seems to get drunk a lot, so we'll talk about it.
It's probably one of Holt's like first times getting just completely smashed.
And probably won't be the last.
Yeah, I
Not
think
if I have
yeah,
anything to say about it.
Exactly.
I mean, you did breathe the holy flame of the Emperor.
I know. I mean, that's quite the experience right there.
Oh, if I can turn this into like a religious sacrament that
geez.
you do, yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know. That almost sounds like heresy.
Well, what is it? Would it be?
Okay.
I doubt that they like frown upon drinking or anything like that.
Well, no, but drinking and making it a part of something religious probably could be taken that way by some.
I don't know. Communion wine. It's pretty common.
Yeah, but the God Emperor is against communion wine.
Is he?
Yeah.
You'll never know the difference if you burn everybody that complains.
But the thing
That's
is,
true.
if I can convince you that you're just drinking like your flamer fuel, and I change out your flamer fuel for Fireball, and it works the same, then see,
It's gonna take a pretty good persuasion roll.
To convince him
I'm
to
not-
drink
I'm not an
flamer fuel?
idiot.
Yeah. Highly unlikely. Ugh.
So no, he didn't immediately confront you, CJ. He ended up passing out for an hour.
Okay. Darn.
I mean, he might do it after the hour.
I feel like
fair.
I'd probably just want to go pass out in my own bed. Like after you sleep a little bit when you're that drunk, like you're gonna wake up with just a pounding headache. Like I probably haven't drank water or anything. I don't think I really ate.
Yeah, you probably just feel like, ugh, I just need real sleep on a real bed. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's a good place to call it.
Sounds good. I will meet up with the captain though before I go to my quarters to let him know that we're at a bar. They get incredibly intoxicated. They drink something called Fireball. And Holt technically breathes fire. And I may have told somebody that that drink gives you wings.
That's why you flew away.
it's a very productive night.
Maybe you can sail them on tails and claws next time. I don't know.
Okay, I got the tail. I ain't got the claws.
Tails and scales. How's that?
Well, I figure if we keep increasing his business, we might make something out of it.
I mean, we paid for the damages.
And also, you guys racked up a little bit of a bill, which Macarius will get, and it'll be in there in the morning.
Macarius let the last crew die. He's gonna kill this one.
I'm just letting you kill yourselves.
But yeah. All right. Well,
I'm just happy y'all wrote such great stats to start. You're going to need them, apparently, to survive your own rolls.
Yep. So we're getting all the bad rolls out on when it's not like important. Just when it makes us all look like a bunch of fools.
Carouse is like one skill I never fucking get.
Apparently, I should put at least a point in there.
Just depends on how much drinking you plan on doing.
Well, I mean, I didn't realize it was like against my religion, so I don't know if I do any more drinking. I'd be feeling like I kind of fucked up tonight or last night.
Well,
Like it was just gonna be one fireball.
You didn't fuck up in my eyes.
But would you though? You got to breathe the Emperor's flame. Would that
Maybe.
not mean it's justified to you?
Perhaps as an experience, but I don't know to keep doing.
Drinking brought you closer to the God Emperor himself. You need to do this more often.
But then why would it be outlawed?
It's not. That's why there's bars everywhere.
or you could just delve deeper into figuring out what's going on in the ship and just drown out your unsureness about this in other ways. Maybe Aquila is just a bad influence.
That's at least 110% correct.
Shit.
But also willing to save his ass, so... There's that.
It's a back and forth.
Yeah.
Real friends. Save your life, but ruin your reputation.
Yeah, so I guess think about what you guys want to do next session. I'll let you know how much XP you get. And yeah. I will call it there, and you guys have a good night.
All right. Well, thanks for another fun week.